Well, tonight calls for changes to parole laws. Some advocates saying that certain older inmates should be guaranteed consideration for parole.
Yeah, a growing group of people and lawmakers saying the key factors for an inmate's consideration are serving more than 15 years, being over 55, and showing they're productive and nonviolent. Our James Ford has more on this from Yonkers.
This is the home district of the most powerful person in the state legislature, Senate President Andrea Stewart-Cousins. People who've been in prison are calling on her to make parole reform laws happen.
Parole justice now!
These chants for changes to New York State's parole laws are being backed by calls for action.
I know of a man personally who was paralyzed from the neck down. So what crime could be detriment to society that he could possibly commit? But he was denied 5 times. And then the last time he died 7 months later.
Danny McQueen runs a community service organization, but served 33 years in prison. He says in that time, he saw many inmates who were in their 60s, 70s, or older who posed no threat to society, but when it came to parole, got no consideration. Jeffrey Deskovic, who served 16 years for a crime he didn't even commit, is now an attorney. He says that before he was exonerated, he saw cases like this again and again.
So if you're 65 years old and you've been in prison for 25 years, and you're in terrible medical condition, but you have another 8 years left on your sentence, you're going to stay in prison for those additional 8 years before you have a parole board hearing.
They're calling for the state legislature to pass a bill affecting the prison population over 55 years old, which has doubled since 2008. State Senator Brad Hoylman-Segal wrote the bill.
By guaranteeing a parole hearing for individuals who are 55 years or older who have served at least 15 years.
Advocates want that bill passed with another that requires a reason other than a person's original crime for denying parole. But the largest NYPD union says, in part, we have seen 37 cop killers released since 2017, and these two bills would put even more dangerous criminals back on our streets. We need our lawmakers to stop catering to violent felons and start thinking about crime victims and their families. Senator Hoylman-Segal points out that his legislation doesn't give parole to everyone who qualifies. It just gives them the right to have a parole hearing. He is hoping it gets before both houses of the legislature in the new session that begins in January. Reporting from Yonkers, I'm James Ford, Pix 11 News.